my name is Ore Ogunbiyi. I first encountered Ruka super organically. Someone shared on their Instagram story that they were opening a package and it was from Ruka. It came with a free hairbrush, which I already kind of had. And I was like, oh, I thought I was the only one hearing about this hairbrush. Like, how do these guys know about this very cool detangling hairbrush? Also, I just thought their packaging was very cute. So I followed them and just kind of kept an eye out. I didn't feel like I needed any extensions, but I was like, this brand looks kind of cool. I'm gonna keep an eye on them. And then I bought my first, I got invited to a Ruka event and I bought my first Ruka product just before the Ruka event. And it was a ponytail, it was a kinky ponytail. I've tried natural hair extensions before and just kind of hated them. They didn't match your hair. It just looks like you're trying really hard to get something that matches your hair, and I just kind of given up on them. So I wasn't super hopeful, but there was a sale, so I was like, let me just give it a go, let me go to the event. And I remember going to the event, I think my biggest takeaway was just how community driven the brand was. It was very much Black women everywhere, looking lovely, seeming super excited about their hair, wearing it in different ways. I remember meeting someone at the event who had done something really cool with her clip-ins. She had like blown them out, which I'd never thought to do before, but when you get good quality hair, you can actually do that. And she'd blown them out and like twisted them. And I don't know, this idea that like natural hair extensions, firstly can be good and can actually match your hair, but can be super versatile, can be worn in different ways, and people can look all different kinds of pretty wearing them. Just seemed very up my street. But the big takeaway for me was how community driven they looked. And from then on, I was just like, I want to get more involved in this. I like everything that this brand kind of seems to stand for, even down to things like their colors. It just felt very my vibe. And then I found out how I could become a co-creator. So there was like a little thing, I think at the bottom of a newsletter or maybe on their website, where you could sign up to become a co-creator. So get more involved in testing products before they get to market, and kind of giving them feedback and stuff. So after this event, I would say like a couple months afterwards, maybe a bit longer, I then got an opportunity to test some products for Ruka, and it was a hair gel. Now I was quite excited about that because I think I see why hair extensions are something that makes sense to start with, but a lot of people who don't wear extensions or don't necessarily have money to kind of make that big initial investment in like expensive hair extensions could engage with the brand by getting something like a hair gel. So hearing that they were trying hair gels and like wet products for me was quite exciting. And in terms of being like my first opportunity to help them test the product, I was like, okay, yes, I'm gonna give this 100%. Tried out a couple gels, and then didn't really like them. So I was a bit conflicted because I'm like, I love this brand. I love everything about this brand that I've kind of dealt with before, but then didn't really like these gels. And like, you know, it's all community vibes. Like, I don't want to ruin the short relationship that I have with this brand by basically telling them that I don't like their gels. But I decided to tell them anyway. And I just told them in a way that was super detailed. I made lots of videos about me wearing the gels and how they didn't hold that well. And it wasn't the kind of gel that I would normally go for. But then a few weeks afterwards, they thanked me for my feedback. And a few weeks afterwards, I saw them releasing the product regardless. So in my head, I was like, okay, they basically, maybe everyone else liked the product, maybe it was just me, maybe I did something wrong and I kind of left it. And I remember going to the kind of like small version launch of this product, so another Ruka event. Again, lots of Black women having lots of fun, lots of dancing, very much a Ruka event. And Tendai, who is the co-founder of Ruka, she basically pointed out when firstly, they asked me to do a trial, to be like a model for them to test the product live. I wasn't sure if they did that intentionally to like prove a point, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. And when they were testing the product on my hair, she actually mentioned that, you know, I gave feedback on the gels, and the fact that I didn't like the gels, I'm sure other people also gave feedback, but actually made them realize that they needed to go back to the drawing board and improve some things. That, for me, told me all that I needed to know about the brand. I already loved them. I already kind of loved what they stood for. But the fact that they took feedback that I had given that seriously was super important to me. They tested the product on my hair. It was great. It was definitely not the same product that I had tried. I bought it. I'm wearing it today. It's just like, you know, it told me a lot more about the brand than even just the products themselves, or like the marketing could tell me about how much they value feedback, about how serious they take these things and the views and opinions of their community, and fundamentally about who the brand is for, which I think is where these kinds of next steps come in. They've made it very clear that Ruka is a brand that is for Black women, it's run by Black women, it's about celebrating Black women and the community of Black women. And obviously it will expand to be so much more than that, but I think now thinking about how much more I can do to support this brand, which I've grown to love very organically, but a lot, and being able to invest in it and like become part of a crowd fund, which I think also gives lots of people opportunities to invest in it, is it's pretty cool. It's a good opportunity. Don't really get it with many brands, but especially not with brands that I love this much, so pretty cool.